Good afternoon. Welcome to the live Q&A webinar. Before we will begin, first of all, my name is Danny. I'll be giving you the webinar today. Before we will begin, I would like to go to check that everything is recorded. So I'll be back very soon and then we will begin. Okay, great. So this is usually a checking that I do after we reduced the webinar, but I decided to do it now to save time later. Okay, so like I said, my name is Jenny. This is the live Q&A webinar. It's provided for you to ask all kind of questions regarding trading, the platforms, basically anything that you want regarding the process and your journey with us, with AvaTrade, and it's the best place to get the answer on the screen. Let me just, before we begin with the presentation, I would appreciate if people can comment in the question section that the sound is good, because this the software is not the best indication for the sound, the volume. If you can comment in the question section that the volume is okay, that could be great. Okay, even more people, so I'll know nobody has problems with the sound. And if you can comment that the chart here is visible, that you can see the chart here. Let me minimize it. Okay, so everybody can see the chart here and hear me properly? Okay, great. So let's begin with the presentation. So this is, like I said, the live Q&A webinar. We're going to begin actually with a disclosure, and then we're going to go with the structure of the webinar and what will happen in every step. So any capital markets and trading information disclosed in this webinar is provided for informative purposes only. It should not be constructed or applied as an investment advice, recommendation, or a suggestion. Okay, as you can see here, the rest of the disclosure. And like I said before, we're going to go through the structure of the webinar. So we will begin with the common questions, okay, that we have gathered from other webinars and this previous live Q&A webinar, some other questions that we get commonly. Then later on, we're going to go through dynamic questions that we get along the webinar, which is questions that you guys are putting in the question box, and then we're giving an answer on the screen, okay, on the charts. I'm going to give you some links because I've been requested to provide with a link for the platform, link for further questions for the academy. So we're going to give you here the links with everything that is requested. If we'll have time, we'll speak about analysis. Although I have understood from webinar to another that analysis is questions that comes along. Usually we deal with analysis, so I'm not sure if we'll have time to discuss it. And of course, if we'll have even more spare time, so we'll put it into an open discussion. Okay, so we'll begin, like I said, with the common questions. The first one that we have is, let's get ourselves a notepad just to work a little more conveniently. Okay, and we're going to paste the question in the notepad. Okay, so how can I use Trading Central? First of all, let me introduce you guys to Trading Central, okay, for the people who don't know what it is. So this interface, first of all, is called the Web Trader. The Web Trader can be found when you are logged to the account through the website. In other words, let me just put it here in the notepad. So first we must log in to AvaTrade with email and password. Okay. Okay. And now after we logged, we're going to see here 3 lines at the top left corner. If I click it, so it opens with another menu, okay? And then clicking on Trading Central, it gives you some 4 options. Now this question is very wide. So how can I use Trading Central? Because you can use all of these things. As an example, we have the beautiful economic calendar. Okay, in the economic calendar, I can even filter the things that are relevant for me. As an example, let's suppose that I don't trade all of this. Let's suppose that I'm more focused on UK. So I can deselect all the rest and I can just leave England. Okay. For instance, okay, it's here for whoever was wondering. Okay, and the rest I can, like I said, I can deselect and leave it this way, and then it's going to show me only what is relevant for me. For instance, the non-farming payroll that we're going to have in a couple of days. In actually tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to have the non-farming payroll. Okay, and we have other interesting things here, such as analysis views, which you can find support and resistance and the pivot line an alternative scenario, and all those kind of important things that can assist me as an indication, additional indication, not only. Okay, and then I can also categorize here stocks, indices, commodities, okay, all sort of things. And even further, we have Forex ideas, which, okay, we're gonna give it, okay, so sometimes it's takes it a moment. There we go. And then it's showing you all the chart as well. It's showing you in difference from the previous one that we saw, which was only images. In here, you can actually see the figures. Okay. How long to process withdrawals? This question by Mr. Divep. So on average, as far as I'm concerned, this is usually a question for a senior account manager, but I'm going to put it there anyway. Let me just put it here. Okay. How long to process withdrawals? Okay. So this is the first question that we get today. By the way, I wanted to say it in the beginning, but I almost forgot. You can ask anything anytime, regardless the subject that I'm explaining. So even if you have a question about God knows about statistics, you can still put it in the question section and I will attend it accordingly. So it doesn't have to be on the spot and relevant to the subject. Okay, so how long does it take? Let me get to this, but obviously I'm not going to forget about your question. Okay. So how do I use the Trading Central? So as we saw in this point, that we have many ways to use the Trading Central. Okay, like I said, the market buzz and economic calendar and Forex features ideas, very, very interesting things. So how to use it is this way. You can implement, you can apply all these ideas into your strategy. Although I wouldn't rely 100% on one source of information. Okay, so for instance, I saw something on the economic calendar. I'm looking at, let's say, one of the suggestions that we have here. Okay, so I'm going to do additional analysis for my own. I'm going to take this on top of my analysis. I'm not going to rely 100% on this because this is not the way that it works for me. Okay? For some reason, the screen seems, I'm not sure if everything here is running or not. Can everybody see the screen here? Can everybody see the screen here while when I'm moving with my hand? Doesn't seem like it's refreshing. Maybe it's only on my end. Okay, so we're gonna carry on. The way to use it is, of course, to get the information from each tab according to what you need. So if you need information about the calendar, so the calendar. If you need more of an advice, so here. If you want to look at the chart, so Forex features ideas, which is here. And all of this interface is accessible through logging into AvaTrade with your email and password. And then, of course, clicking on the small menu. Okay. All right. So we're gonna put here the solution, which is of course to just log into the website and then click on the left upper corner. Okay, and then of course trading central. Beautiful. So what is the best amount? The second question that we have, what is the best amount to start with as a beginner? Okay. What do you guys think? Let's suppose that I'm a beginner now. Okay. What do you think that is the best amount for me to start with? Let's take this question and we're gonna paste it here. Okay. All right. So what is the best amount for me as a beginner? Why should I start with? Should I start with 100? Should I start with let's say 500? Maybe 1,000 if I'm wealthy. What about 5,000? 50,000? What is the best amount for me? So I see some answers. Hussam wrote 250. Okay. Jacqueline, $1,000. Well, $1,000. But let me ask you: are you experienced or you're also a beginner? Because the question was referring to a beginner. You've been trading before, okay? But I'm okay. So 1,000. You wrote it as as an experienced trader or or a beginner? Okay. So as a beginner, I can start with any of those amounts and it will be fine. Now, the question is not what is the best amount to start with as a beginner, is what is the best amount as a beginner according to my plan. For instance, if I want to make, let's say, $10,000 a week, okay, I have a company, I'm managing a company, I want to make $10,000 a week, okay? Can I, if I start with $100, is that okay? Maybe I can achieve this amount, but maybe it will make more sense to start with a bit more considerable amount. So the best amount is not a defined figure. The best amount is according to the plan and according to the goals and the ambitions of this specific trader. For instance, if I don't want to make 10,000, I just want to make $1,000 a week, okay, or a month even. So everything is according to the plan that you're, let me show you on the chart. Let's suppose that I want to trade NASDAQ. Okay, NASDAQ. And then I want to trade NASDAQ, let's suppose, and I want to trade 0.1 with NASDAQ. Can I start with $100? Yes, I can, but it doesn't mean that I'll have enough margin to trade NASDAQ. So I have to start with more. So what is the best amount? It's not the best amount. The best amount according to, the best amount is compared to, okay? Of course, like I said, if I'm aiming for a considerable profit, so I have to take a considerable deposit, okay? I hope it makes sense. Hussam, can you please explain the new AvaProtect? Sure, let me put the question here. This is something we're gonna address in a couple of minutes. Okay, so the best amount, there is no best amount. It's all according to the plan and ambitions. I do suggest, in regarding to this question, I suggest to advise a senior account manager. And the reason is a senior account manager is an individual who is trading usually for himself. So he can indicate with a plan what is the possibility with a certain margin, with a certain balance. Okay, because you saw that if I want to trade 10 NASDAQ, or let's suppose I want to trade gold. Let's say that I want to trade gold. One lot of gold, I need even more. I need almost 1,000 just to be able to take the position. Does that mean that it's a good amount to start with? Let's take $1,000 as an example. Okay, $1,000 for this situation, gold. Okay, gold. This is the symbol. And I'm asking now, is this a good amount to start with? Gold. Price for gold, now price is 1782. Value, we still have no idea what it means, but we're gonna explain everything in a second. Okay, so we have few things here that that I wrote. We still have no idea what it means, but we're gonna see pretty soon. Balance, potentially, like we said, $1,000. Let's see if it's a good amount to start with. So, if I'm looking at this position, first of all, let's understand what's happening here. Let's see, what's the next question? Fits like a glove. What is leverage? This is amazing. So the next question, what is leverage? We're going to mix this question and that question, and we're going to give a solution for both. Leverage, guys, what I wrote here. Christina, you want to know about the percentage that AvaTrade is charging. Okay, let me put this question. This is an excellent question. I like the questions today. I'm trading gold with $250 and I make profit and I'm in a position now. Great, great. This is amazing. I'm happy that you're making profits. But like I said, one lot with the leverage that we have doesn't let you open the position with 250. And we will understand why. So balance of 1,000, we're not looking at gold. We're looking at one lot, which is 100 unit. Our next question is, what is leverage? Anybody has any idea what is leverage? Please tell. Leverage let you buy or sell more units with the same balance. In other words, if I want to see the leverage for gold, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click here on the eye, and I'm going to see that the leverage is 1 to 200, which means leverage 1 to 200. Okay. So if my balance 10,000 will behave as if it was 200 more, 200 times more, that means that I can divide the value by 200. It will behave the same. Value divided by a leverage equals margin impact. Just a second. What exactly is margin impact? Now, margin impact is the collateral. If I've been given with 1 to 200, I needed to have something in my account to be able to take the position. I can't use multiply of 200 on nothing. I have to have something. What is this something that I'm required? I'm required for 0.5%. How did I? Okay, not to confuse you. Not to confuse you. I don't want to go too far. So leverage multiply the ability in my account to be able to take a position with 200 times more. So I can divide as 179, and if I divide the actual value by 200, okay. Now, most of you guys will ask me, okay, but Danny, how did you figure 178,000? Anybody knows how did I come up with this value? How did we come up with this value? So value is price, unit price, multiplied by the amount of units equals value. In other words, I buy one gold. One gold is going to cost me 1782. 10 is going to cost me, let's do it together because I want you to see. So 10 is going to cost me 17, almost 20,000. And like we saw, 100 is going to cost me 178,000. Okay. Now, 178, that means that this is the value. And if I divide the value by 200, I get the margin impact. So we saw in the previous question, this is how leverage works, by the way. There is no further, this is just how it works. It's very simple and straightforward. Sonia, you're asking how skillfully AvaTrade to be profitable. I'm not sure if you can elaborate this question. I would highly appreciate it. So regarding the previous question, what is the best amount to start with? So the best amount to start with, let's say $1,000. Does that mean that this is good for me? If I'm using $900, okay, so right now our balance is we said 1,000, right? And the usage of my margin is 900, almost 890 out of 1,000. Does that mean if I can afford it, does that mean that this is a good amount to start with? Okay, if I would trade 10 as an example, and I have 1,000, this is excellent exposure-wise. Why? Because I'm using less than 10%. How much am I using here? If 1,000, if 100 is 10%, I'm using 9%. So the balance here makes sense. It doesn't mean that if I can afford a position that it's a good amount to start with. This is why I said it. You should advise your senior account manager to understand how much of an exposure you're giving out of the balance. Okay, do we have any question? This is regarding the previous question. So we got sort the, I wish I didn't delete the definition, but never mind. We're gonna put it for you guys again. Leverage, multiply, let you buy or sell more units with the same balance. Perfect. We're moving in a very, very good pace. Okay, there is no defined amount. Suggest with the senior account manager. Okay. All right. Okay, so how do I make withdrawals? Do we have any questions, by the way? Do we have any questions at all for what I've explained, either about the leverage, either about the calculations, about the amount, anything at all so far? Great, great, of course. So we can carry on. At this point, we're going to carry on with the fourth question, which is, let's see, which is how to make a withdrawal. This is super simple. I'm not even going to put it in Notepad. There is no need. All I have to do, guys, this is going to take less than 10 seconds. Look, I'm going to click here on the 3 lines, and then I'm going to click here on withdrawal. And then while the window is spinning, just a second, we're going to give it a few, sometimes to give it a few, okay? And now I'm going to choose which one of the options I want to withdraw with. I have to clarify to you guys something. I can only withdraw through the same method that I have deposited with. In other words, if I have deposited through a card, I have to withdraw it back to a card. If I wired something, I can wire it back. There is no possibility when I'm going to deposit from a bank account, one bank account, and withdraw to another bank account. That's money laundering. Okay, now after I clicked on the wire transfer, I'm going to select the amount that I wish, let's say 4,000, and then I'm going to fill in the form. When I'm done filling the form, I'm going to click here on withdrawal. Yeah, and then I'm going to wait for an email with confirmation. Okay. Again, if this didn't happen smoothly, I suggest that you'll contact your senior account manager. Okay. All right. So how to make a withdrawal? We said simply log into avatrade.com, click the same idea with what we wrote here. This is very, very, very simple. Oh, What did I do? Okay. So, all right. Now, and then click here, withdraw. This is, even though this is very very simple, I still wanted to be in front of your eyes, guys, if you'll look for that later. What are the commissions for deposits and withdrawals? Beautiful, beautiful. Guys, let me tell you that right away. There is no need to put it down in the notepad as well. The reason is there are no commissions for deposits or withdrawals. Okay. Okay. Now, there is another question here. Understanding how to use. Okay. All right. All right. I will address AvaProtect. Let me just put it here in the other. Now we're getting there. We're gonna put. Can you explain the new AvaProtect? Actually, I'm gonna listen. I'm just gonna give the answer to whoever asked about AvaProtect, and then obviously you'll have the answer there. Okay. We have a question here by Akalo. I don't trade for long, and I want to ask what's the best asset to start. Okay, just a second. I'll put your question down. Okay. All right. So we have, I believe we can put down another couple of questions if you guys wish to do that. Why isn't it trying to correct it? Never mind. Okay. So we're going to begin. How long does it take to process withdrawals? So it can take up to 10 days as far as I'm concerned. I can give you an exact figure because this is not obviously my job definition, but I can tell you that from my experience, it can take up to 10 days. Usually it's a couple of days, okay, between a couple of days, 2 to 3 days, up to roughly 10 days. Okay, that depends. For instance, if you withdraw through the bank, so obviously it takes more time because we have to analyze the funds and the other bank has to analyze the funds. And there is clarification. We're a regulated company with 9 licenses worldwide. So it's a process. It's a legal process that is not in our hands. It's something that it's okay. If you withdraw back to the card, so usually it could be more brief. Could take up to a couple of days. Try it out. I suggest what's the best way to learn something rather than to just try it out. So just try it out and you can see. But then account manager can assist you, like I said, definitely if it's not going smoothly for some reason. All right. Second, can you explain about AvaProtect? This question, guys, I'm gonna save it for the end. I'm so sorry for whoever asked this question. We're gonna save it for last because it takes time to explain. Okay, the next question is Shannon, as a beginner, how would one calculate safe, appropriate take profit and stop loss when making positions? Okay, this is a very good question. We're gonna put it down by Shannon. Okay. Where was it? Okay, so the okay, please, about what percentage the listen, I'm gonna change. Okay, the way that I'm gonna answer is there are two commissions. There are two kinds of fees. Okay, what fees? I'm gonna change your question to what fees are we paying when trading? Okay, one is swap, one is spread. Okay, this is who asked me this question. I don't remember what was the percentage, but this is how it works. Swap is an overnight fee. Spread is the difference between the bid and the ask. I'm sorry for I'm typing so many things so fast. Sometimes it just combined, so you'll have to excuse me for the mess. As you can see here, some numbers are duplicated. It's all right. So swap and spread. Okay, so this could be a percentage, and the way that you can get the fees, the percentage is to get information regarding spread and swap. What you need to do is again log. Sorry, you don't have to log. You just need to click on the trading information tab and then click on financial instruments. what happened in the past few minutes, but I really hope that it's working now. Okay. All right. It seems like we are back. Are we back with the sound as well, or just the screen? It seems like the connection just. Thank God. Thank God. Okay. The example was like this. For spread, let's suppose that the gold now is on. Just a second. I think my account collapsed as well. Just a second. Okay, so we're gonna put down gold as an example. Please advise how would your platform compare to other CFDs? Well, that's you can make the comparison by yourself. There is no better experience to just compare by yourself. Each company, I believe, has additional things that they are offering their clients. For instance, you can trade more than just a single platform like I do. There is no need to no need to hesitate. Just try both and see what's better for you. Anyway, like I said, so the example with gold, the price for gold now is 1783.94 and 1784. Oh, sorry, it just bounced. Right. So the difference is 29. As you can see here, the spread is 29 cents. So for instance, if I will take 100 units, I have to multiply the spread by 100 units. And that means that if let's take something else that is not gold, because I don't want to confuse you. Let's suppose that we are buying a phone, okay, from Apple, phone from factory from Apple, okay. This phone cost by let's say $1,500, and phone from a retail or from a shop, okay, retail, this will cost 1,550. Now, this is the difference between the bid and the ask, okay. This is the bid that it's offered for me, okay, and this is what I'm going to pay. So this is if I could bought it from if I get it from the factory versus if I get it from the retail. So there is a difference that I'm losing, which goes to the retail, which goes to the shop. Okay, now in this case, if I'll have one device, so $50 is the difference, right? Don't need to be a genius to understand that. Okay, equals 50. But if I take 10 units, this spread is going to be 500. Okay, if I have 10 devices, and if I have 100 devices, so how much? Like it's mentioned here. So $5,000, right? So this difference is something that I lose on the spot as soon as I open the position. So the bigger the position, the bigger the spread. Now, the swap is a calculation of overnight fee out of the value for the position. Okay? That means that, for instance, if the position is worth for gold 178,000, okay, and then let's say that the swap on this case is 0.005%. So my daily charge is going to be, okay, it's going to be almost a cent. Okay, let's change it to more than a cent. Perhaps it will be easier to understand. Okay, and then I'm paying $1 a day. Okay, $1 a day for every day that I'm holding this position with 100 units. Obviously, if it would be less, if it would have been less units, so I would have needed to pay less every day that I'm holding the position. So this is the spread, how it looks, all of this, including the, okay, and this is the swap. The swap is an overnight fee that I'm paying for every day that I'm holding the position for more than a day. Okay. I don't remember who asked. Oh, Sonia, I think. I don't remember who asked about the percentage that AvaTrade is taking, but this is how it works. Okay, the swap and the spread. You can check the specific percentage in the financial instruments page. Okay, so there is a question here. I don't trade for long, and I want to ask what's the best asset to start. I guess what you're asking, right? Who asked this? Akalo, I think. So in this regards, okay, I believe that what you're asking is what is the best asset to start with, the best asset to start. Okay, and again, the same as I've answered with what is the best amount. There is no best asset because they're all of them are the best. But the question is, what is the budget that you're planning to trade with? What kind of assets? I actually have a better answer. The best asset to start with, is an asset that I will enjoy analyzing. For instance, if my field is pharmaceutical, so I can go with an asset that is in the pharmaceutical field. If I'm coming from e-commerce, so I'm gonna go with an asset that makes sense. If I have further information about the economy, I can go with currencies. I can go with perhaps indices even. So the best asset is, I believe, again, this is my own opinion, is an asset that you will be able to analyze successfully. Okay, if I choose Nasdaq and I have absolutely no idea about the economy, so I'd rather choose something that I know more about. I hope it makes sense. All right, no problem, no problem. This is what I'm here for. Okay. Does the swap fee chart change or stay the same with the position changes as the market move? The the swap is something that is changing when the market is moving. Same apply with the spread. Let's see if I can show it to you. Not all the time the spread is moving so drastically. Let's see if we're lucky enough to see it. Maybe it's turning to 30 or 28. But the spread and the swap are, it's true, they're moving with the market. They're not stable forever. Okay. All right. Where do you get your price feed from? Your market's value. If you can elaborate this question, that would be great. The price, maybe you were speaking about the quads, the price feeds. You can check it in the website in the licensing page. I believe that it's there. Otherwise, you can ask your senior account manager. All right, let's carry on. So the best asset, like I said, it doesn't really define this way. As a beginner, how would one calculate? So guys, as you noticed, I'm changing the questions a little bit to be able to answer it more straightforward. Let's understand as a beginner. How would calculate safe profit? I'm just gonna change. If you don't mind, I'm just gonna change how to calculate take profit and stop loss. Yeah, that sounds okay. I hope that this is what you asked. Okay, so how can I potentially, we're gonna put here, let's keep using gold. I see gold is giving us very excellent service. Okay, so how can I calculate the take profit and stop loss? Let's suppose that I want to make $100 with gold. Okay, gold is $100, and let's suppose that I don't want to lose more than $100. I don't want to lose more than $100. What is simpler than that? Now I'm looking at the position, okay, and I'm looking at the price 1783. I'm gonna put here hypothetically a line somewhere on the chart. The way that I picked it, by the way, is by clicking here on the tiny arrow. Once it's full, I'm gonna click on the price line and then I'm just gonna land it on the chart. 1769, let's say 1773 perhaps. I'm changing it from days to weeks. And I'm gonna put here that $10 up as well. Okay, maybe I'm not sure if this is a good take profit or stop loss, but we'll see in a second. Okay, so in this regards, we have 1803, we have 1773. Okay, and now I'm clicking on the take profit and I'm clicking on the stop loss. By the way, what is the usage for those things? What exactly those things are doing? Take profit and stop loss. Is it mandatory? Should I use it on all of my positions? What do you guys what do you guys like to do? To use it on all of the position or just some of the position or not at all? So take profit and stop loss. Take profit, stop the position with a profit, and stop loss is stopping the position with a loss. Okay, now the way that it works, I'm designing the stop loss and take profit according to my intention regarding the position. I cannot locate the stop loss or take profit without any intention for the position. That means that if I'm taking here a buy or a sell and I'm clicking here without defining it, I have no logical reason where to place it on the chart. But if I'm planning to make $100 as an example, and I don't want to lose more than a certain amount, so this regards the take profit. Okay, what is going to be our profit? This regards the stop loss. Why? Because stop loss is stopping me from losing more. Take profit is, well, closing the position with the profit. In other words, it's stopping me from making more. Okay, we'll understand. We'll understand it in a second. So if I'm planning to make $100 and I have here only one unit, okay, it depends on the instrument being used for me. And Forex, I would use it every position. Great, 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 great. Amazing, amazing. So this is what I'm explaining. I'm explaining this, that if I have a goal, then I know how to design my take profit. If I have a goal not to lose, I know how to design a stop loss. Let's suppose that we only have one share, one ounce, okay? 1 unit of gold. And uh, my goal is $100. And I'm looking here, 18, okay, 03. Let's suppose I'll put here 1803. Okay, potentially good place for take profit. And then I'm going to increase, Okay, so let's suppose that I want to make $100 and I have 1 ounce. So I need $100 movement. Where is $100 movement? Somewhere here, right? Okay. All right. This is also not 100. Let's not forget our friend, the spread. Okay. This is not a, let's change this also to 84. All right. So in this case, we can understand that $100 up is, well, last time that it's been there was a while ago, right? June. So for me to wait until it gets there, I don't like the idea. I want it to happen faster. I'm not gonna wait. I'm not gonna wait 6 months to make $100. That's ridiculous. So if I increase the amount of units that I have to 10, as an example, I can decrease my take profit to a lower area. Okay. Now, if I'm with 10, where can I put my take profit in? 1803. Let's see. Will it work? 1803. Okay. So this is $20 up, and I'm planning to make only 100. Okay. This is already 200. So I can put it even lower to here, right? $5 up. And then, sorry, $10 up. Sorry, this is 20, and I just need 10. So this is great to my plan, right? I wanted. This is my take profit. It all make pure sense. What about stop loss? Stop loss, I don't want to lose more than 100. If I put it with 10, I put it $10 away. Where will it be? Here. Let's see. Will it work? Absolutely. Absolutely. Actually, I didn't want to lose more than 100. Let's move it a little higher. 17. Nobody said it, it's good. Nobody said it, it's good, but it makes sense. Okay, if I want to lower my stop loss, I have to decrease my units. Okay, I hope that the logic makes sense. All right. Okay, so we've put it on the chart, showed on the chart. Okay, can you please explain about the new AvaProtect? Yes, I will explain briefly in the next 5 minutes that we have, the last 5 minutes that we have. But first, I would like to share with you guys just a second. I would like to share with you guys the links that I've promised, which I'm putting it on the chat. Those links, the first one was for the platform. The second one was if you had enough from the demo account and now you want to make a real one. This is the second link. The third one is for the help center, and the fourth one is for a real account. If, like I said, you had enough with the demo, now you want a real account to start actually trading. And the last link is with the academy to let you enjoy even more educational content beside the webinars. Now, what is written here on the premium market review is a code that you'll be given at the end of the webinar, which is letting you enjoy with a senior account manager a personal one-on-one premium market review, which is obviously one of the most useful things that a platform can give, which is an individual who is giving you a market review. Okay, so you can give him the code after you've made a deposit, and you can enjoy this wonderful benefit. Now, the last question, AvaProtect. AvaProtect, the idea is very, very simple. AvaProtect let you protect the position for a certain time frame. and whatever is lost on the position during the coverage will be returned. Right? Okay. Now, the way that it works is very, very simple. Okay, so we're going to draw down, as an example, the lines that we had before, 1804 and 1764 as an example. Okay. And now we're going to hypothetically, we're going to put here take profit and stop loss, which we are already familiar with what it does. And we're going to look at AvaProtect. Now, once I marked here the box, it lets me choose the time. So between 1 hour up to 2 days, okay. And then I'm going to draw down the scenarios for you to see. Scenario A will be when we are making profits. Scenario B is going to be when we are having a loss. Okay. And we are going to see potentially what is the fee stays the same, by the way, both cases. And we are going to see potentially what happens if I've made profits or loss. So profit is a plus, and if I've made profits, what I'm going to see is plus 191. Okay, if gold is getting to the green line, it goes up to the green line. We are buying, so our intention is that the gold is going to go higher. Okay, but if it goes lower to the red line, so we are going to lose potentially $204. Now, in scenario A, we've made profit of 191 and we've paid a fee of $95, which means, okay, that we are left with a net of, okay, $96, right? 191 minus 95 leaves us with $96. In scenario B, we've lost 204, we've paid 95, and we've got back the 204. This is actually a minus. This is also a minus. This is also a minus. Okay, and that means that if I'm calculating the loss versus the fee that we've paid, which is 95, we are left with, okay, and it's like we didn't lose 204, we only lost 109. Now, you will see the separation exactly as I wrote it here. You are not going to see that subtracted. You will see it each definition in its own place. You will see the fee, you will see the loss, and you will see the re-embrace. Okay, when it's profit, so there is no loss. So you're just going to see profit and fee. Okay, who asked about AvaProtect? I hope that you are satisfied. I hope that this explanation is efficient. Guys, this is it's been a pleasure. Guys, it's been a pleasure giving you the webinar today. Unfortunately, we have to, as I promised, I'm going to give you here the benefit. And we're going to take the special code and paste it on the chat for you guys to enjoy. This is the benefit that you're giving to your account manager to give you the live one-on-one premium market review. Okay? Thank you all for joining. I hope beginners are more confident to start moving. And I wish you all best of luck with your trading. Make a lot of money and have a lovely rest of the week. Thank you very much and have a good day.